Hello, this is Patricia Brooks, and this is Courage Concept number 61. Nothing is good or bad except by comparison. I had a conversation with a friend the other day, and she shared with me that she thought that where we are today is worse than where we were when we were growing up. She said, in fact, that nowadays things are bad. And I understand that we are living through coronavirus and things are not the way we are used to having them. But I said to her, well, yes, things are different from the way they were when we were growing up, but I wouldn't call them bad. And she said, no, I think they're bad. You know, we didn't have to deal with social media. We didn't have these cell phones that distract us all of the time. We didn't have to wear masks when we went to school. And while all of that might be true, I still believe it is something that is different and not necessarily good or bad, because nothing is good or bad except by comparison. Now, this concept goes to the catalyst for cultivating courage, that is shifting your perspective, because when we take a more neutral point of view, when we say that, well, this is different from the way things used to be yesterday, or that they are different from how I expected things to be, but don't put a label of good or bad, better or worse on it, we can empower ourselves to move forward from this point of neutrality in the way that we choose to, without having negative emotions or overly positive emotions impact our actions. And this is key for you to move forward and be in a more steady state emotionally. I remember when I was working in corporate America as a project manager, the last 10 or 15 years were not happy ones for me because I did not like my job. I was good at it, but I didn't feel appreciated. And so every morning I'd wake up and the thought would go through my mind, gotta go to that job again. And that really colored my day. I judged the job as being bad. But in the last 3 years of my work in corporate America, I changed the way that I thought about my situation. And I showed up more fully. I looked to that job as not what do I have to give to this job to just get by, but what is it that I can gain from going into work every day? And one of the things that I had as a goal was to become a good public speaker. And there were lunch and learns at my job every couple of weeks. And I raised my hand to participate and actually facilitate several of these lunch and learns. And so doing that, that gave me an outlet for my creativity. And that made me feel good that I was working on myself, even while I was in this place that didn't feel good to me. But something amazing happened because I chose not to judge my situation as good or bad, but chose to move forward in a more neutral manner. And that was that I felt better about myself. I started giving more to my job, and people saw me in a different light. And they started commenting about how good I was doing at my job. And they looked to me as a leader. And my shoulders stood back, and it was a good feeling. It was something that I had been looking for most of my career, but yet hadn't gotten. But the fact that I chose to change my mindset and not wake up every morning saying, this job sucks, and decided to say, well, what can I gain from going into work today? That shifted everything. Nothing is good or bad except by comparison. Now, you can use this concept in your life to shift from the negative into a more neutral point of view that gives you a perspective of, okay, where do I want to go from here? And do so with a little bit more positivity. And in so doing, you will show up differently and have different results. That's all I have for you today. I will see you again next time. Bye for now.